You just say a young thing that doesn't understand life. So the next second, from a 1,000-year-old single crane, into the body of a violent man. He's just an anonymous bad guitarist. She married a young woman who was popular as a wife. After marriage, give him a lovely daughter, but the date is short. Ever since the little cotton shirt was born, the owner's band disbanded. He thinks it's all the mother's fault. So he started drinking and gambling. Love is also becoming more violent, frequently after losing or getting drawn, abusing my mother and son. She takes him the memory. Come here. You look at the wine bottle holding up in your hand. Then I looked at my mother and son in the corner. They're scared like a bird, afraid of curling branches, an unprecedented sense of disgust and indignation bursting in your bosom. When you let go, the beer bottle crashed against the floor. This sudden noise made the mother and son in the corner shiver. It's almost instinctive. But my daughter's head in my lap, body tense to the extreme, waiting for the battle. Familiar Roy blow gate down. You're buried in place. Take a deep breath. Try to hold back the violent blood that's left in this body with the drunken stupor. You want to open up. I want to say sorry, but my throat is filled with cotton. Unable to utter a word. I see you're going to walk up to me. The occult screams in horror, body cowering sharply backward until your back is against the wall. She finally raised her head, in eyes that used to glow like the sky. All that's left is begging for change. There's really only this much left. She's shivering. Take out of your pocket a small handful of change. There's a 5,000 sheet, some 1,000 bills and some coins. She hurriedly put the money on the ground. Use your push towards me. The voice choked. I went to buy wine. You go out. Please don't touch her hand. I have to go to school tomorrow. It looks so petty to the end, like a sharp knife through my heart. $10,000 on the ground. The corners of my eyes are spacey. After calming down, I pointed at my bleeding forehead. It is difficult to open up. Your wounds need to be dealt with. I love to treat people. It's like she just heard a myth. But the fear in her eyes didn't diminish. On the contrary, there are some incredible parts. In this house, your interest is often accompanied by a plot, bigger stuff, or the calm before the storm. I can take care of myself. I don't need you to hold my hand tighter. My eyes became more alert. I laughed in my heart. Faith is like a piece of paper. Once it is crumpled, it is difficult to throw it flat. I didn't say anything else, and he turns around and goes to the front and squats down. Get the first aid kit out of the drawer. I'll take my things back. I saw my love when I turned my back. West tried to escape to the bedroom. I suddenly came back. She's so scared that her legs are limp. You almost fell down. Don't move. I unconsciously screamed, probably because I was in a hurry. So the volume is a bit loud. A Western language that has always tried to stop crying finally broke it. She screamed and buried her head in the hollow of her mother's neck, her small body shiver and shake. I'm desperate to close my eyes. Tears came out. Her body slid along the wall and sit on the ground. To see this scene, I can't hold back the stifling in my heart anymore. Head straight to the toilet. Close the door. I put my hands on the sink. Put water on your face. Feeling cold, it helps my chaotic mind to wake up a little bit. Please no. I can't go back. He took this body. I have to shoulder this burden. Even if the beginning is hell, I have to crawl out of there. I bet it all on music in my last life, and then to die alone. But in this life God gave me a wife. A girl. Although the relationship has rotted to the roots, but as long as the living have hope. I raised my head to look at the wet face in the mirror. The eyes are dull. This moment is slowly shaking off the sag. Instead, it's unprecedented consistency and depth. I looked in the mirror and swore that from today, the ludicrous name of the past is dead and dry. My face pushed the door back to the living room. My wife hasn't returned to the room yet. Maybe she didn't move. Keep the same position as before. There's a cowl in the corner. The West seems to be crying, whimpering in my mother's lap. I saw you coming out of my heart. His eyes became alert again. But this time, she noticed you seemed a little different. It's still that face. It's still the clothes. But the aggression seems to have disappeared. I didn't say anything. Go straight to the emergency room table. Pick up your things and you walk softly. Step by step in front of love. I instinctively want to avoid it, but behind the wall is the corner. There's no turning back. You squat down half a meter from her. Screw the cap of the antiseptic bottle. Use a cotton swab and down some red-brown medicine. Then use the softest voice you can. It's going to hurt a little. I can't help but look at you. It's like being hit by body shaping. She watched the cotton swab grow in front of her. Then close your eyes instinctively. The long eyelashes are constantly trembling. Her whole body was as stiff as a stone statue. But the waves are raging inside. What is he doing? He's smearing himself. A man who is drunk only beats his wife, living without death. The man who is sober only knows how to raise his hand for money. And you're smearing me. I love to open my eyes. At a very close distance, she can see your focused eyes. There is no violence in those eyes. There is no more greed. There's only one kind of feeling left that she can't name. It's like regret and pity. It's done after putting the bandage on. I collect my hands. Linen, look west. The West is still staring at me. The filthy cotton rabbit of the West. Held tight by her. It's so hard inside that the rabbit ears are about to break off. My heart hurts, but I didn't try to touch her. I grinned at her. Then get up and go to bed early. Finish that sentence. I turned and walked towards the old sofa, in the corner of the living room. Slowly lie down with your back to the bedroom. He stood in awe for a long time, until it was confirmed that I was lying on the sofa. The sound of breathing. She tried to stand up. I can't believe I touched the bandage on my forehead. Feelings from the fingers tell her it wasn't an illusion. Shivadi. He ran into the only bedroom like an accident, and locked the door for an hour. The living room sank into deadly silence. Only the yellow ceiling lamp Kiat is still flickering. On the sofa. I still haven't slept. He opened his eyes to the mold on the ceiling. Think about what to do next. Right now a guy. The violent banging of the door suddenly echoed, breaking the silence of the night. Late at night, don't pretend to die. I know you're at home this week without paying interest. Your father will bring your wife's old photo. It's all over this neighborhood. Open the door, stand up. Neck joint movement is a little stiff. The sound of gun will come. Whatever comes. They have taken over this body. Let's start by cleaning up the trash in front of the door. I take a deep breath, strode towards the door. I pulled the wobbly iron door about to fall. Standing outside the door, there are 3 men. The leader was wearing a reptile flower shirt. He left the head, a long, fiery scar pulled from the eyebrow bone, down to the corners of his mouth. Name is Tigerka is the same lone's usury in this area. The one who opened the door was me. Tigerka spit a tail nut in his mouth rat, listening to my yellow teeth laughing so cruelly. The actor opened the door. I thought you were dead in there. I have to pick up the body for you. The 2 men behind him laughed. The crates of red paint on their hands swayed. It's clearly prepared to write a debt claim. I stood quietly at the door, a handrail to the door frame. The eyes follow them. It should have been chiseled, and full of fear. It's like a cold lake with no bottom. It's so calm that people panic. How much do you owe? The voice is still hoarse, but the tone is calm, like asking how the weather is today. The Tigerka held him back immediately after the fight. This feeling of being ignored by prey makes him extremely uncomfortable. Are you fucking stupid drinking? After Ka comes a step, reached out to grab my collar. Both capital and interest are 2 billion. I paid 175 million in interest 8 weeks ago. Be less stupid with your father. Without throwing up money today. Your father broke your hand. His hand stopped exactly an inch from your collar. Because your hands are up. From time to time, he grabs his wrist. Tiger just felt his wrist like an iron player's. Hard clamping. The pain in his heart made him instinctively take a sip of cold air. Let go. He was both amazed and angry. Tried to struggle, but found he couldn't move. I asked you how much money this week. You stare into his eyes. The force of the hand increased by a few parts. The voice is getting lower, bringing the bone-chilling cold to 20 million. Tigerka feeling the wrist bone is about to crack rat. Then the cold sweat flowed out like a stream. I suggest you don't do that. Killing is illegal. You let go of your hands and nod. Then calmly say, give me 3 days. 3 days of Tigerka reborn. He laughed at you thinking you were a charity. If you don't have money, marry your wife. The great Tsar has retired, but in the eyes of the giant, it's still worth it. Sex with a loud noise. You throw a punch. Suddenly strum on the next wall. It's less than 5 inches from the tiger's ear. Shaking into the old wall immediately cracked, the dust falling. All over his fingers he immediately took rat. My blood is leaking out, but I didn't frown for one. Just staring at the tiger, emphasize every word. I love being my wife. Who would touch her or my daughter? Even if I have to give up this life, I will drag him to hell. If you don't believe it, just try to say it softly. Not screaming madly, but exudes determination. It makes people cringe. It's enlightenment. Only people who have actually died once can get it. The tiger rolled around for years. I've met countless cruel people, but I've never seen this look in a drunkard. It's the insanity of endless kneeling. It's also racial coldness. The end of the Han dynasty moves. In this dark, narrow hallway, I feel a chill again. 3 days is 3 days. Before 12:00 on Friday night. If I don't see 70 million, then you can pick up your wife's body. When he finished, he looked at me violently, lead by 2 boys. He just walked away and turned downstairs until the sound of footsteps is chaotic, completely disappear at the end of the hallway. My stiff shoulders just soften. Severe pain coming from the right hand. I use the last punch to my best. The knuckles are bloody. But I don't care about the pain. I close the door with my back against the cold door. Breathing clown soul. A cold sweat in the blink of an eye drenched the back of my shirt. It's totally a bet. Fortunately, I bet I won. I didn't treat the wound right away. I turned to look inside the house. The bedroom door is still closed. A faint ray of light through the door. I walked to the door holding up my hand to knock. Your hands are in the air. For a long time it finally came down. Because I know now, getting in there only makes her more scared. A night passed in silence. When I woke up, it was 6:00 the next morning. I woke up. Try to get into the kitchen without making any noise. The refrigerator is empty. There's only 2 eggs and half a bunch of vegetables left. There's only a little bit of rice left at the bottom, but this doesn't make it hard for me. 20 minutes later, the smell of cleaning began to spread in the cramped house. I chopped the vegetables and beat the eggs. Sprinkle some salt. Just as I'm holding the ladle tasting the salty palate, the sound of the door opening in the background. I turned my head. Love is leading the West. Standing at the bedroom door. She's obviously been awake all night. Fatigue in the eyes cannot hide. Western hands behind my mother's back. Just big eyes full of fear. When I see it in my hand holding the ladle, standing in front of the kitchen, my love's crucifixion suddenly shrinks. In her memory, I only went to the kitchen once. A year ago because of bad food. I rushed into the kitchen, and toss the table, and he's got a shredder, and he's cutting up the board. That fear is deeply ingrained in my bones. Instinctively hide your hands behind your back. My trembling voice cut me off. I'm not hungry. I don't need to bother you. Looking at my mother and son, my heart hurts. And then I put my lips down and I've got 2 or 8 porridge to reach a table that's stuck in a corner on a small dining table. I have to go out for a trip. You're deliberately being cold. Because I know, but now, their kindness is a burden to them, waiting for you to walk out the door. I wash the plate of green vegetables smoking on the table, and eat egg porridge. Then I looked at the closed door. The eyes are very complicated. This is the first time in this house. You smell the smell of food. It's not the smell of alcohol. The city's buzzing has been boiling since 7 a.m. I walk on a strange street. Chains glare, but I can't shake the clouds in my heart. There's only 45,000 left in the bag. That's all your startup capital. Wander until 4 p.m. There are only 2,000 left. You spent 7,000 rides, more than 30,000 buy the cheapest lunchbox. It's a dinner to bring back to the West and make love. And myself just drink the steamed tap water. The feeling of 7 defeats came like the tide. Maybe it's really the same way. Looking at his pathetic silhouette, shining on the glass, unconscious hand clasped tight, there is no way the eyes towards the central square not far away, where the flow of people is busy. There are some street doctors by the fountain, are adjusting the sound system. If not, give yourself a chance. Create the stage yourself. So, I just can't make it today, so I have to go home first. The tiger promised for 3 days, but I'm still not sure about the 2 of you at home. When we got home, it was dark. Just walked to the door. I've heard the sobbing cry, suppression of the out from within. It's the voice of the West in the bowels. I hurried to get the key to the door. In the dark he didn't turn on the light, thanks to the moon's glow from the window. ACU. The West is sitting on the sofa. One hand she gently patted me on the back, and I secretly wiped my tears. The small face of the West flushed red, sweat on his forehead. She's obviously running a fever. My mouth is muttering, don't hit. Too scared, hoo. I dropped the lunch box I just bought and rushed to me. The legend was suddenly plunged into the darkness. It startled them. She hugged me tight in a hurry. Don't come over here. Don't touch her. She's got a fever. No matter her resistance. Hands to touch the West. Get out. I'm exploding. The fear of anxiety all day long, plus my daughter's sudden high fever, has completely knocked out her lines. She's yelling at me. My hand is screaming at you. If you hadn't threatened me yesterday, if you don't sell the air conditioner in your house, how can you make your hands sick? You are the devil. Why don't you go and die? Screams. That scream echoed through the silent night. My hands stopped in the air. On the back of his hand, some blood streaks due to my grace. It hurts. But my heart hurts even more. Yes, the owner sold the air conditioner. Nebulizer machine for sale. Sell everything. It can make life a little easier. Between the manji and humid heat of the summer, the West is sick. Do something without getting sick. Is there any fever medicine in the house? I withdrew my hand and asked in a low voice. It's gone. There's nothing. I am so sad to be the whole person. No money to buy drugs. I went to the doctor's office for a tidbit. He was kicked out at the right time. The cry of the West suddenly became louder. The tiny body begins to twitch violently. It's a sign of hyperactivity. High seizures. West, don't scare me. I have a lot of love for my hands and feet. Lay son, don't shake her anymore. I am holding on tight. Quickly put West straight down on the couch and rush to the toilet. Take a pot of cold water. Put a wet towel on her forehead to cool down. This is the only thing it can do right now. A few minutes later the hand seizures stop, but the cry doesn't end. It's an extremely uncomfortable, visceral tug of war, an extreme fear mentality. I'm afraid of monsters and I'm on my knees by the edge of the sofa, grasping my daughter's hand. A shabby room that's dark at night. It's filled with violent memories. For the child to say, it's a lair full of monsters. You've got to calm her down, and calm her down. Otherwise, the fever will be very difficult to bring down. Look at the girl in pain. Suddenly I remember something. Previous life. That's why I've been called a genius producer. It's because of the ability to feel the hidden emotions in the music, sensitive beyond ordinary people. Music is not just melody, it's also the resonance of the soul. In this parallel world, this possibility seems to have been exaggerated. When I stare at the hand, in sight, suddenly there were clouds of dark gray smoke. It's the embodiment of fear and pain, is wrapped up in his lean body. Of her I turned around. His eyes stopped at the rubbish heap in the corner of the house. Those are the things that were smashed by the original owner when drunk makes a mess. One of them is a ukulele with only half left. That string is West's 3rd birthday present, the gift that my love gave her. Then the owner stepped on the strings. I walked over and picked up that broken ukulele and sat down on a corner of the couch. Watch out for the trash in your hands. I don't know what you're going to do. I didn't say anything. I just closed my eyes. His finger plucked the loose string. The moment the guitar sounds, miracles have appeared in your eyes. According to the vibration of the finger, a round of pale yellow ripples from the keyboard. The spots, bright yellow like fireflies soaring in the air. I don't sing complicated words, just humming a melody. Dust collector, dust collector. The silent man stopped crying and looked at me. I'm a little bent right now, holding my head against the barrel. The dilated eyebrows on that self-indulgent face. Suddenly appeared the holy aura, the moon shining through the window on me. It makes you look like an angel on earth, not the violent husband. This is you. The husband only knows how to scream and break things. Each note contains magic, softly soothing the West's tightening eyebrows. The cry of the West is getting smaller. She slowly opened her tears-soaked eyes. In the blurry vision, seeing the scary dad every day, singing to me. There seems to be a glow behind you. The scary monsters have all run away. The small hand of the west slowly loosened. Fall off the hoodie. My heart reaches out to you. Seems to want to catch the spots. The golden light is dancing. I saw this scene. The heart is melting, but the hand still keeps the melody of one hand. Reached out and held the hot little hand of the west. Go to sleep, he said quietly. Her fingers beat softly on the back of her hand. Teddy's here. The monsters are gone. This is like a parole. Wes stared at me for a few seconds. The long eyelashes trembled slightly. Then slowly close your eyes. Breath becomes more regular and deeper. She's asleep. You stop your hands. Beautiful sound left in the air is still slowly spreading land. I raise my head. Just touch the eyes full of wonder. The confusion and complexity of love. The four eyes looked at each other this time, and love did not shy away. She's looking back at the song you just played. That melody and that idea. It's not something that a guy who only gambles on wine can sing out. More than that, I can feel it. In the voice there is great soothing power. Even a heart full of these wounds. I also found a bit of peace that I lost a long time ago. I put down the ukulele and motioned for silence. Point your hand to the sleeping Wes and pointed to her swollen red eyes. Stand up in front of your love. Full of cold lunch boxes. On her side she lost her lips and told her to eat something. Then I turned and went out to the balcony. Standing on a narrow balcony. The black wind blowing through my face. I look at my own hands. Fingers still retain the feeling of touching the strings. It was just a moment ago that I confirmed one thing. My voice is not only good. That can actually create soul resonance. I can see the emotions. You can also use music to change your emotions. This is your weapon. It's your chance to turn the situation around. He turned his head and looked inside the house. Under the golden black. The legend has just shed tears. Just ate a cold lunch box. You squeeze your hand. The bottom of the eye flashed a steady ray of light. Tomorrow is the time to strike back. The morning sun's rays pierced through the grazy window. It was hard to get into the small room. This musty smell. You wake up early. Or rather, you barely sleep. The energy from last night's cold porridge was soon exhausted. A clean stomach infuses a sense of hunger. Alcohol's craving like a burning fire. But you don't move because the West is wrapped up in your arms. Even though it's a safe distance in the middle, it's about 20 centimeters. She's still sleeping. His breathing was more stable than last night. The temperature on her forehead has dropped a lot. Love has fallen by the edge of the bed. Fell asleep. Her hands were still clenching the wet towel. Your eyes are still clinging even in your sleep. I stood up softly like a cat. I find around the house. The ukulele is broken. Obviously it can't be used for my official street show. I need a guitar. It's even the cheapest dry wood. My eyes stopped at the junk in the corner, where half a plastic mask is exposed. It's the West's old toy. A very rudimentary fox mask. The left hand is cracked. The paint on top also peeled off. It's funny, and it's demonic. I picked up the mask on my hand for a moment. In this city or even in the entertainment world, this face is a synonym for scam. If you take this face to the mall, I didn't even open my mouth and was fired. Or even beaten. I need a new identity. Before I left the house, I watched my wife and children sleeping. And leave it on the rickety dining table. A note of only 2 words. Waiting for you at 10 am. Shopping mall list. The busiest pedestrian street in Tanhai City. This place and the slums. Many of my girls are 2 completely different worlds. On the giant LED screen are showing images of floating idols. Fashionable men and women dress up. The handle of an expensive coffee cup is busy. The air is filled with the smell of water and money. I've become lost in this world. It's an eyesore. Old clothes washed to silver. It attracted a lot of swarm. But I don't care. His previous life, as a leading music producer. I've seen too many distant scenes. Then this. I've seen too many dirty corners. My eyes searched the street. Great location. Land on the walking street. Was soon taken over by some fixed life cat. Then they have the equipment. Professional sound. All kinds of light. They even have their own assistant. In charge of live streaming and collection. I don't have the equipment. There are no musical instruments. Not even the money to buy a bottle of water. I had to find a partner. Finally at a rather deserted corner on the pedestrian street. They found the target. It's a young man who looks in his 20s. Glasses plus black. It looks good on the back of a wooden guitar. In front of you is an open guitar case. In the empty box, there are not only 2 minutes 3 coins. The young man sings enthusiastically. It's an emerging market song right now. His voice is actually Nentiro. Clean, but the technique is immature. If you want to do more on this subject, I offered it. Like and comment directly to passers-by. This kind of country road has no way. Passers-by hurried by. Not sad to turn my head. The song is over. The depressed young man bowed his head holding a sweat towel. Get ready to pack up and leave. That's good, Martin. My hoarse voice boomed in front of him. The young man was stunned. I looked up at a poorly dressed uncle. He's staring at his guitar. Yes, it is a luxury fate. The young man hurriedly hugged him tightly, afraid of meeting the robber. Or scum collecting insurance premiums. He smiled. Take the gooseberry mask from his chest and put it on. This act made him even more afraid. Instinctively take a step back. Don't be afraid. I'm just asking if you want to make money. Your voice passes through the mess. That sounds a little dull, but with a strange consistency. I mean, why does your voice have a foundation? But choose the wrong song, and the emotions have not come. He pointed to the empty box. Lend me the violin. In 10 minutes the money is divided by 5 years. If I don't have any money, I'll leave right away. The boy hesitated. He watched the weirdo. you, even though it is dressed. But when you put the mask on, back straight, with a voice that couldn't be denied, it makes him look like a ghost and he nods. Just 10 minutes full. The boy handed me the guitar, and I picked it up. Fingers glide softly on the rope. Although it is a high-end imitation, but the hand feels better than the ukulele, 1,000 times more disabled at home. I sat in the high chair he had just sat in. Adjust the strap. Simply adjust a few extra notes to finish. I'm not in a hurry to get started. I close my eyes and take a deep breath. The noise of people around, sound of traffic, promotional speakers from the mall in the distance, slowly fading away in my mind. I need a song. One post. It can touch the heart of the listener immediately. It also has to match my current mood. After a month of reflection, his finger pressed down the first chord. The moment the prelude rings out, that unique sense of self is like a wind. Blow away the street corner heat. The boy who was about to leave suddenly had big eyes. People in the industry have just taken action, whether you have ears or not. Uncle. My uncle's technique is very strong. So sure that it's scary. Every accent is like tapping on the heart. He cut off his singing due to smoking and drinking for a long time. His voice carries a distinctly characteristic roughness. Bring the sorrow and fatigue of those who have seen life. Those who are in a hurry are slow. Step back, someone stops. Two people stop. I still don't open my eyes. Continue to immerse yourself in your own world. In my sight, follow the flow of the song. In the air, there's this magical color. This time it's not yellow. Kim heals. It's a deep blue. It's sad, and it's yearning for freedom. That bright green garden has you at its center. Land radiate four sides. It covers everyone present. When I sing these two lines, the image of a past life suddenly appeared in my mind. Standing in the middle of the stadium, thousands of people receive the roar. Then there's the moment of awakening in this life, with a beer bottle in my hand. It's heartbreak. Really the feeling of falling from the clouds into the mud. Then I have to pray in the mud. Through the voice, as if electricity was flowing through it, hit hard on the heart of every adult present here, who has never had a dream, who has never had seven, who didn't just collapse in this shitty lie. I just healed myself. On the side of the road, a man wearing the handbag of age. The more he hears in middle age, the more red his eyes become. He's dilating his tight eyebrows. Take out a 500.0 note from your wallet. Gently put it in the box. There's no sound of coins falling around. There's only lightness when the bang note falls. To the climax, my voice suddenly soared. It's a heartbreaking scream. Hearing the indomitable resilience of life, the sound of the guitar fan went wild and crashed. People are watching more and more. Even on this remote corner. It was also very quickly encircled in 3 classes. Outside the class, someone took out his phone and started filming. Someone nods softly to the rhythm. Someone is wiping away tears. The young man lending the herd was completely stunned. He looked at the bills endlessly. Rise up in the keyboard box. Sheets 10,000, 20,000. There's even some 500,000 sheets. The amount of money earned in these 10 minutes, that's more than he's made in a month. What kind of god is this, uncle? The boy muttered to himself. The music ends. He finally fluttered and vanished into the air. I hold the string, slowly open my eyes. Under the mask of my forehead I'm sweating. Feeling a sharp pain. It's been a long time since I moved in. A heartfelt pain. The owner's finger has no marks. The bottle just a few minutes ago has slapped the flesh. The surroundings were initially quiet as sheets. Right after that, there was applause and a thunder-like cheer. It's great to do in other posts. What is the name of this post? Uncle, I am Liv. You can take off the mask. Can we talk a little bit? The Chen crowd wanted to get close. I didn't notice any of these umbrellas. Get up quickly. Scrub. My guitar is for the young man who is still dumbfounded. His voice is still hoarse and calm. As if the doctor just lit a fire. It's not you. The young man sat down and started counting money. A total of 6 million for. In just 10 minutes. This is a miracle. Per person 3 million. One change left for your daughter to take. Small money doesn't cost a penny. Dear, make a friend. Will you come tomorrow? The agitated young man asked. I look at you like I see a genius. Tomorrow I will not say many words. Specializing out of the crowd, quickly disappear into the corner of the mall. We have to go now. Some of you were on the phone for the live stream. If you're recognized, this money is hard to keep. They even brought in creditors. I hid in an empty alley. Put your back against the wall and take off your mask and breathe. Looking down at the first finger, index finger and middle finger stabbed with mixed flesh and blood. Fresh blood dyed red between nails. It hurts so bad, but look at over 3 million silvers in your hand. I stir my mouth again with a smile I haven't seen in a long time. This is the first capital. It's still a long way from 70 million, but at least it proves that in this life, I'm still the king. You can use music to conquer the world. Buy medicine first, put the money in your pocket. I turned and walked towards the pharmacy. When you walk out of the pharmacy, in my hand is a bag no lang. Inside is a box of child antibiotic patches, a bottle of antiseptic. There's also a medical gauze pack. That's what prepares you for the West and for love. Walking past a warehouse store, the smell made me stop. I hesitated a little bit on the money left in my pocket. 3 million if you pay me. It's just like salt. But this meal, to the family on the edge of the abyss. It could be a heart medication. Boss, give half the duck 2 more chicken legs. I bite my teeth and sag. Carry under heavy medicine bags and food. And mood is rarely a little relief. I'm even calculating. Maybe we can change the venue tomorrow for a few more songs. Maybe in 3 days you will earn 70 million. Just as I was about to cross the road home, a Mercedes-Benz car arrived. Classy black surprise, coming from the side, then slowly stopped in front of me. The car window is halfway down. The face of a man wearing yellow glasses, very well taken care of. My footsteps stopped. This face I'm familiar with is a former life school. He's my biggest competitor in the world. Music, a man who's good at manipulating money. But he's a traitor. There's no talent left in the world. This parallel in the memory of the owner. This dead Jang. He's from the biggest entertainment company. City music director of Xinhuan Entertainment. The one who was. I found out about love. He is also the same person who, after his retirement, many times in public, he has eyes like blind. The tragedy of marrying the wrong husband. That guy who just saying on the corner is you. Truong did not get out of the car. Just sit still in the chair. Use the eyes above to judge you. I took off the mask now. But obviously, I didn't realize. Jagged strawberry man. Looks no different than a wanderer. This is the infamous bad husband. Even though Sao is temperamental, your present has changed too much. This guy is wearing a mask. I didn't say anything. Just hold the bag in your hand. That's a pretty good voice. The song is more interesting than the ordinary road song. That's what you wrote. Is Chang full of glasses? In his eyes a glimpse of calculating dogness. I'm Jung Jen of Xinhuan Entertainment. Are you interested in talking about that song? I could pay 70 million for a copy of this paragraph. 7.0. This number is like a lightning strike across your ear. Just the right amount of money owed to the tiger. Just sell this song. The immediate risk will be addressed immediately. But look at Jiang's charitable face. You're laughing in your heart. A song as classy as the ordinary road. 70 million is a real charity for beggars. It can also be sold to A. It can't be sold for sale. He coldly uttered 2 words, and turned away. 175 million people yelled from behind. Young people, don't be greedy. Look at this shape of you. 175 million is enough for you to spend a long time. I don't stop walking. I didn't turn my head, and go straight in. Crowded lines on the opposite side. I sat in the car with my face slammed. He looked at the shadow of your broken back, and frowned. This shadow looks familiar to the eye. It's getting dark at the end of the day. You went upstairs, but didn't come in. I've heard my worried voice. Love comes out from within. Come on, take another sip of water. I'm taking you to the hospital right now. Wait a minute, your heart is tightening. Is the disease getting worse? You rush to get the key to open the door. They seem to be getting ready to go out. See you come back. She's scared, and she's shooting. Instinctively take 2 steps back. Shielding hand to hand at the back. Where are you going? Ask your friend and close the door. I'm looking at you. Eyes look at Lin Yai, full of despair and determination. I know you need money. My house is really out of money. I want to take my hand home and borrow money. Please let my mother go. Looking at her bird-like appearance, afraid of her croaked branches. In your heart mixed emotion. You don't explain. You go straight to the table. Put the roast duck and the medicine on the table. You don't have to go. You just sit. Just out of the pocket out of the remaining 2 million vind. Banging down the table. Take your medicine first and eat a stack of shoes. Most of them are 10,000, 20,000. But under the golden light, still looks strangely blinding. I'm absolutely stunned. She stared at the money on the table. Then look at the duck. The duck spins its nose. The moment she looks at you, there is no joy in the eyes. There's only extreme fear. Where is this money? Her voice trembled. You're unboxing the fever patch. I didn't even raise my head to earn it. The voice of love suddenly became thin. She rushed to grab the money on the table. It's like holding a hot cold ball. It's only been a few hours. How can you make so much money in this world? Are you going to gamble again? Or do you steal it in this poor neighborhood? To him is 3 million in a few hours. To a drunkard who doesn't have a decent job. There are only 2 ways to win money. If you win money, you will lose more tomorrow. If you steal, you'll go to jail. I don't steal or gamble. I took a deep breath. Patiently explain. Is to sing in the street to get singing in the street. I feel like I've just heard the funniest thing. The world's tears burst out immediately. You know how to sing. That guitar you sold. Drinking money for a long time. What do you sing with? You came to this country, and you still want to fool me. Why, she's completely out of control. I've had so much anxiety and fear for so long. Explode at this moment. She threw money in my face. I don't need dirty money. You're shit. I don't want to eat this stuff of unknown origin. I want to give you my hand. I avoided the bills flying everywhere, like a mocking rain pouring down on you. You are buried in place. Let those coins be thrown in your face. Slowly put your right hand in front of the boat. The tearful love looks over. The next second, her pupils constricted, and she was stiff. What is a hand like? The elongated fingers. The fingers are all broken, and there is even bleeding. It's all frozen blood in my fingernails. If you steal money, you don't have to spend so much money. If you're gambling, just move your mouth. I calmly said. In the voice there is no meaning. There's no self-pity. It's just as simple as telling the truth. I exchange this money for every note. Very clean. I look at that bloody hand. The mind is empty. She used to be a cat. Of course she knows what the hands mean. How much pain to endure. You can play so hard that your hands are too thin. He who is afraid of pain is tired, so sluggish that the spilled soy sauce jar didn't help. For a few $100,000 to make the hands like this. Why do I whisper? In a voice filled with confusion. I didn't answer, quietly squatting down, picking up all the money on the ground. My back looks a little lonely, but it melts with unprecedented resilience. I look at the money on my land. It's like my heart was hit by something so sad that I want to cry. She suddenly realized, yourself, I don't really understand this man anymore. And I picked up the money and I put it neatly on the table. And then tear off a fever-reducing patch. In front of the West hand is still crying. But when you see me coming, maybe I remember last night, the warm embrace and the singing. This time she's not hiding too hard. I clumsily put fever patches on it. The hot crown of the West. Fingers try to avoid touching the wound on the skin. She ate some duck thighs and took her medicine. I turned and walked out to the narrow balcony. I'm out smoking a cigarette. I don't really want to smoke. I just want to give you two some space to accept this sudden change. The moment I pulled the balcony door out, behind him came a very quiet voice. Does it hurt? My footsteps stop, and that's my voice. Bring a little shiver, a little exploration, and a little care. It's hard to see. I didn't turn my head, I just turned my back on them, slowly shaking his head in pain. Life is pain. So I went out on the balcony and closed the door, a layer of glass door. I see that love is still buried in place, staring at the blood on the table. A long time later slowly picked up the duck's thigh, fake to the mouth hand, but tears kept falling down in the ate. I lean on the land can, look at the lights outside. The window seems to have taken the first step. But this is just the beginning. Tomorrow, what I'm faced with is a much more dire reality. Early this morning, the air in the house is so thick that it's suffocating. I stand buried in place. His eyes fell on the 2,000 bill on the table. They're still neatly lined up there. I didn't touch the duck last night. The only thing missing is cyan. The rest of the meat and skin remain in the dish. It's wrapped in a food wrapper. See this scene? It's like a wet cotton ball in my lap. An asphyxiation to panic. Severe pain in the fingers after a blind night has turned into heartbreaking pain. Pin on the rusted gauze. New streaks of color. I try to hold my hand. Finger joints as stiff as rust gears. It just hurts a little bit. I'm going to buy breakfast. I break the silence. The voice is still hoarse, carrying unresolved fatigue. I show my hands are dressed for hands. Pulled back a little. She didn't turn her head, but the spine's clearly stiffening some more. It's like being pulled by an invisible rope. I laughed for an hour, turn around and walk towards the door. But the moment my hand touched the doorknob, then a tremendous force and pounding from the outside comes in. Slam that door. The iron door that was already shaking was about to be knocked out. Banging against the wall. It makes a twisted metal sound. Banging against the wall. It makes a twisted metal sound. To see this scene. It's like a cotton swab in my lap. An asphyxiation to panic. Severe pain in the fingers. After a night of buzzing turned into a pain. Through the heart on the gauze. New blood. I try to hold my hand. The joints of the fingers are as stiff as rusty cogs. It's just a little bit painful. I'm going to buy breakfast. To break the silence. The voice was still hoarse, carrying a little fatigue. Hands are wearing shirts for hands. My hands gracefully stopped a little. She didn't turn her head, but the spine is clearly stiffened in some parts. It's like being pulled by an invisible rope. You laugh for an hour, turn around and walk towards the door, but as soon as your hand touches the doorknob, a powerful force from the outside hits the beam. The iron door that had already swayed was about to fall, kicked out in a violent way, banging against the wall, emit a metal twisting ear. You react very quickly, body instinctively back behind the new. Fortunately, the door was not pressed against the wall. It's all at home. It's quite a lot. The sound of a fiendish brooch. 3 people quickly stepped in. The leader is still the tiger. He's not wearing that flamboyant shirt today. That changed to a 3-hole reptile shirt. Silent 5 iron tubes wrapped in old newspaper. Behind him in addition to 2 overas men. There's also a bald man with a gold chain. I realized immediately, that's the real boss of the company. Loans for this area. I told him that I'd come to the door in person. My heart immediately sank to the bottom. 3 days have not yet come, but these people have no rules. I just saw someone walk in. I am in a hurry to hold my hand. Running into the bedroom. Shut the door. The beam that keeps out all the noise and the malice. What is the big star hiding from? He could come to play without Rajahan Bitsao. The leopard grinned. The 3 eyes swayed around the room one by one. Finally, stop at the money on the table. The guy who told you to be rich. I don't even believe it. It looks real. He reached out and grabbed more than 2 million silver. A contemptuous expression clapping his hands. Have some change. I'm going to give it to you. You're standing in the occult with cold eyes. Don't look at the tiger. Look at the tiger. In those eyes lies the repressed anger. I said 3 days. Today is the 2nd day. The rule is that death is life. Tiger spit on the beach. Wild face. Stepped his steel pipe in hand, tapping rhythmically into the palm of the hand. I am in a bad mood today. Elect some interest in advance. Why do you have an opinion, and no money? You answered firmly. 1 redundant words. Paul laughed for an hour. His eyes suddenly became violent. You are happy to live without money. There are also roasted duck's teeth. He suddenly raised his hand. The duck's plate on the table was thrown to the ground. In an hour the wife's porcelain plate crumbled. The fat duck meat rolls. On the floor full of dirt, filled with sand. In the bedroom immediately echoed the cry of the West. A mature voice full of pity. Like 1,000 needles in your heart. This cried as a stimulus signal. Your nerves tell you. He turned and walked back to the bedroom. Cry, 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 just cry today. They'll go in there. The kind that my great star family gave birth to. Is it as fragile as that? Don't touch them. This time I acted without hesitation. It's like a wild animal being touched upside down. He rushed to stop in front of the bedroom door. Get out of the newspaper. I can see this guy standing in the way. He slapped his hand hard. I don't dodge because I know this is dodging. This slap is probably going to hit the back door. The West is in a panic. The crisp sound echoed in the narrow room. You've got your whole face turned to one side. Fresh blood immediately flowed out. This body is too weak. I can't stand it. The blow of a strong man. His mind in front of his eyes exploded fireflies. I can't stand it anymore. But I didn't take half a step back. I slowly turned around, licking blood stains at the corners of her mouth, eyes glaring at the newspaper cut. There is no fear. There is no prayer. There's only madness that makes people sing. You want money? I have a way. If you touch this door, I guarantee you won't get a penny. I'll bite off the leopard's throat. It rolled around the king 15. What a cruel story. I've never met. But now he looks at you, and he's cold. These eyes are not pretending. It's really risking your life. He fucking threatened your father. The tire next door wants to show up in front of the cat. Raise the steel pipe in your hand and try to knock it down. I will always stop your hand. The cat suddenly spoke up. Steel pipe, stop in the way, place. Your forehead is just a few inches. The wind pressure blows the bangs in front of your forehead. It's a cold threat. I have been watching you for a long time. Then open your mouth. That's interesting. I didn't see it before. You idiot is hard on the door. He's got over 2 million in his hand in his pocket. Then put your hand in my swollen cheek. The power is not strong, but the humiliation is very high. Okay, if you have the guts, I'll give you one more day. I want to see 70 million tomorrow night. Without a penny, I'll cut off your daughter's finger. After that, the kid turned around and left. When he came to the door, he suddenly stopped. He pointed at the duck spinning on the ground. This duck is delicious. Next time buy a hot one. In the sound of the engine roaring their ears. Just throw away the broken iron door. Hanging super crooked on the door frame. Emits a haunting sound. It's like recounting the misery of this little house. I stand buried in place, until the steps in the hallway completely disappeared, slowly breathing out a breath. The pain is now felt throughout the whole body. The left hand is still buzzing, the smell of blood in his mouth, but I don't have time to worry about myself. He gently knocked on the bedroom door. No, I locked the door, cracked it and opened it. I stood at the door with my hand in my hand, his face as white as a dizzy sheet of tearful paper. She looked over my shoulder, and there was this mess all over the floor. The wife's plate is falling apart. The duck is spinning around on the ground, and on one side of my swollen face. She unconsciously tilts her head. I want to cover the wounds on my face with darkness. Stop looking. It's scary. Just finish. I bent over to clean up the debris on the floor. A cold hand suddenly grabbed my wrist. Bring the shiver. I'm sweet when I'm wheezing. Don't touch it. Her voice is very soft, but carries with it an undeniable power. I treat people who feel a little flabbergasted. I put my hands back to bed. Give her a comforting look. Then turn around and go to the living room. I haven't used an ambulance in a long time. I stand buried in place. The hands and feet are a little redundant. Ever since I was born, this is the first time I've ever felt so confused. It's like a child who sins against me. My wife came back and sat me down on the sofa. Even though the gesture is still rigid, but the movement is very gentle. She's holding a cotton swab with disinfectant. Carefully wiped the tear in the corner of my mouth. The distance is too close. I can smell the soap, sometimes on her. It smells like cheap laundry detergent, but it gives me incredible peace of mind. I can see the eyelashes, long as shivering of her. I can see the intense fear that doesn't melt in the bottom of my eye, and a spark of emotion just started, and even she doesn't realize it. Does it hurt? The legend asked softly. This is the second time she's asked this question. It didn't hurt. I looked into her eyes. She answered softly. The voice is filled with tenderness. Lear liars, her hands are trembling. A cotton swab accidentally punctured the wound. He frowned softly. No words uttered. Her eyes are red, her voice is choking. Why don't you hide? Before. You're faster than anyone, she said was wrong. The owner before Kia whenever the creditor comes to. He was always the first to push his wife and son into battle. I hide in the toilet, we're shut up in bed. Wait a minute, and put your right hand out. Soft and full of lightning, untie her fading curls behind her ears. Then the lover stiffens. But don't shy away, because I'm a man. I looked her straight in the eyes and said seriously, the bastard before Kia is dead. You of the present, just one more breath. I won't let anyone hurt my mother. The tears of love finally burst. She bit her lips so she wouldn't cry out loud. The tears are like betel nuts breaking, every drop on the back of my hand. He's been waiting for this for years, for 5 years. This moment in a messy little room. Look at her wounded face in front of you, and a steadfast cry in my heart. Cracked a large opening. The sun finally comes in through the gap. The next day it rained. The rainy season in Tanhai City always comes unexpectedly. The sky was cloudy like a piece of trash thrown away. Rainwater leaving under the eaves, little splinters fall. I don't carry an umbrella. Wearing a black windbreaker found at the bottom of the closet. That's the shirt the owner bought when he got married last year. Now I wear it a little too wide. There's an acer in your chest. He still wears the mask on his face. Today's goal is clear. In the 18 crystal buildings. That's not Zhang's new emperor of entertainment. It's his arch rival. Royal land of Lam Can. The new prince rose thanks to the capitalist operation, and the South Rum. Traffic is a commercial institution. And it's based on real power and independent musicians. To stand firm is the last pure land of the music village. But that's why. Over the years, it's been going downhill. It takes a hit to survive. In the office, director of the production department of local Lam Can, million more, 40 years old with a Mediterranean head. I was listening to the demo that was recorded. What kind of rubbish is this? The doctor now in addition to screaming fainting. Calran knows what to do. Emotions are not the story. What I need is a song. It can take away the tears of the audience. It's not the noise that fills people's eardrums. At this moment the secretary knocked on the door and entered the director. Someone outside said they wanted to sell a good song. But he doesn't have an appointment. He didn't want to leave his name behind and wear the mask. Chase away, chase away. Every chicken dares to sell music. The old man lost his patience. Is that he said this song could save Cochinchina's life. Hold on a little. He was laughing too much. It's not small. Play it in. I want to see which song can save lives. A moment later he came in wearing a mask. Not saying superfluous words. Put the acer on the table. After listening, discuss the price. His voice cracked through the mask. It sounds a little dull, but confidence comes out of that core that the $1 million taunts were prepared to swallow back in. He suspects that he plugged acer in and pressed the play button. This is just a simple guitar accompaniment demo, even a little bit of noise. It's obviously not recorded in the studio. Professional. When the moment the prologue plays, the man's expression changed from the initial apathy. He sat up straight. Then finally take off your glasses and close your eyes. The whole process without saying a word. Delay after recently. It's a pity that no one has low. The music entered the office as quietly as a sheet. After a while, the man sighed a little. Put your glasses back on. My eyes are a little wet. Did you write this? Yes, I'll nod. How much do you want? A man who knows how to look. He knows the value of this song. It's not just a golden song. You are a nuclear weapon. Can promote anyone to sell. 175 million cash. I give the figure. Copyright of this song in a previous life. Starting at least $1 billion. But now I don't have time. They need this money to save lives. More, deliberately underquote is also to use it as a springboard to establish a rapport, long-term cooperation with Lam Can. He was stunned. 175,000. Are you sure? He looked at me like a fool. Brother, this song, if it works well, I just need 175 million cash. I interrupted him and added, but I have a condition. The author of this song must use my pen name. Translation item. The old man stared at my mask, suddenly smashing the table into a night. But I also have a condition. After that, all the songs you wrote, they have the right to sign a contract. Half an hour later I walk out of the building, thumb shut and heavy chest, 175 million in cash. It's still raining cold raindrops in the face, but I feel so good. It seems like the first day has passed. I'm waving a taxi. Go straight to the pawn shop in the old town south of the city. The pawn shop owner in the old town is a bald guy, face full of meat, lying on the rocking chair listening to the boss take pictures. I put a crumpled pawn receipt. Banging up on the counter, the boss squinted and held up the receipt to see it was expired. He broke an hour. This has been out of date for half a month, and has been suspended. Early clothes are no more. It belongs to you. My heart tightened. On the sheet is a yard guitarist. It's my lover's 58th birthday present. It was given by her father. It's the treasure she treasured most before, for gambling money. It happened when she slept. The German thief only exchanged 10 million. About this, it's the drop of tea that knocks down the love bowl. Are the clothes there? He asked in a low voice, a resolute tone that allows no doubt. The boss rolled his eyes, looking at you from head to toe. Yesterday, someone came to my attention. Bid 15 million. I'm going to sell it. I know he's overcharging. But I don't say much. Plucking money from inside his chest. 15 million hits on the counter. Give me the guitar. The bright boss didn't expect you to be so emphatic. He laughed, collected the money, and turned around. Take a black box off the back shelf. He picked up the box and slowly opened it. A round reddish-brown guitar. Lee quietly inside. It's a little old, but still see the traces that were once cherished. There is a photo of Chum on the back. It's a mystery, and I was young. Your smiles were so sweet. His eyes were filled with hope for the future. My finger slid through that little photo. My heart suddenly became small in pain. The owner. How much you've lost in the end. When I got home, it was 7 p.m. The deadline you gave me. Only a few hours left. Push the door into the house. Dark, only the neon lights coming in from outside the window. I'm in love with Mr. Hand sitting crouched on the couch. The whole body is tense, is clearly waiting for the moment of destiny. Saw me come back. She jumped up in a hurry and asked why. Have they arrived yet? I didn't say anything. Take the 120 million from his chest and put it on the table. It's 120 million. If you tell him later, pay him the principal and interest. The rest is spent in the house. I can't help but look at that pair of shoes. Her breath stopped. She didn't ask where the money was, because she saw the violin behind you. It's like the one she dreamed of finding again. He unpacked the box and set it on the ground. Yes, and this is the original story. Love trembling to come. Hands in the air. It's been a long time since I touched that cold lock. An hour later the box opened. The familiar guitar appeared in front of him. The mystery can't be contained anymore. Make your mouth burst out sobbing. She's not crying because the violin is worth it. It's because this violin holds her old dreams. Bring a little dignity. Finally hasn't been crushed by her lie. But now the man who used to trample on his own dignity. He's healing it himself. Why did you take it back? That's enough money to keep my family alive for a long time. My wife was crying and asking. He looked at her with gentle but steady eyes. Because you are the one. You may not need to be anyone's why. You don't have to be the mother of anyone. But I'll always be a doctor, shining brightly on the Kia stage. The piano is back. The dream will come back. It's like a thunder. In the quiet soul of love. To wake up the waves that are raging. She lifted her head up, her teary eyes, and looked at you. She no longer sees the regret in your eyes. Instead, it's a blazing fire. A fire that can pull you out of the abyss. Right now, the heavy banging of the door came from outside. He turned his eyes, immediately became cold. He holds money on the table in front of his wife. Don't turn your head, you tell the West. Close your ears. Let me go clean up this last piece of shit. The newspaper is gone, carrying more than 120 million, along with two faces. No one ever wants to see you again. When the iron door is about to fall, it's closed again. The small house has just gone through a few days. This stormy storm. I finally found some peace. Long loss. I used the rest of the money to call a locksmith. Fix the door lock. Even though there's a deformed dent on the door, it's broken. But at least it's locked. The knock cracked as the door latch cracked. As for the love in the house, it's like the most wonderful sound in the world. Next 2 days. Life is so peaceful that it's strange. I am still sleeping on the tattered sofa in the living room, but love no longer leaves my room as room. And she said very little. But at dinner, I ordered another set of 8 chopsticks. The days when I was late. There will be a yellow light on the table. This wine flute immersion is like a thin layer of ice. It's fragile, but there's warmth underneath. Peaceful days don't last long. Wednesday morning, a phone call broke the balance. This fragile. I was gracefully drying my clothes on the balcony. It's the new dress I just bought for her. It's just a few 100,000 sidewalks. People who haven't shopped in years. New clothes like her. It's already a luxury. The phone rang, and she glanced at the screen. The face immediately turned white. I'm sitting in the living room. Tune for the 45-note guitar just bought back. When you see his reaction, you stop. On the screen appear Bavai saving letters. I'm very familiar with this name. In the memory of the original, she's anonymous. Always chiseled, follow the euphoria. Always open your mouth and call out to your sister. Once upon a time, when love was still the queen of heaven, she's just a backup dancer after love to retire. She relies on imitation, her voice and style, to climb to a high position. Now it's a pure jewel. Was wholeheartedly supported by the new emperor of entertainment, even when I miss my luck. Not only did she not give him a helping hand, but also the cruelest stopper. Listen, I said softly, take a deep breath. Get up and press the button. I haven't seen you in a long time. He a sidewire and transmitted to the sweet voice to the sick, but exudes a false enthusiasm. What's wrong with you? Your voice is small. Carrying on timidity by the skin-sifting instinct. It's actually no big deal. It's just that I have an expensive live stream this Friday night. The company has arranged a classic reunion. I think back then we were the best sisters. It's an important moment like this. How can you be absent? You can't. I'm retired. Besides, I haven't prepared anything yet. Don't say that. Say Vai interrupts her, in a tone that carries a sense of Vietnamese superiority. It's hard to see. The audience is so nostalgic now. More. I know your life is hard right now. There is a participation fee of 18 million for this live stream. Maybe it's because your children should come too. 18 million is a decoy and an insult. To say Vai that say. That's probably as much as a meal. But for love. It involves tuition only after that of the West. My finger holds the phone of my white lover, because she used her strength to look at me. Then look at the West shaking in the corner. His eyes were both hesitant and suffering. Make that decision. 8 Pimon for day on the entertainment live stream. You don't come. You don't respect my face. They don't respect the company. Old fans will be 7. The call was interrupted. I hold the phone. People like to be helped temporarily. He sat down in the small chair. She understands the heart of Liu Vai. It's called the classic reunion. I just want to bring a former horse. Misfortune is her rap, as the background comparison. Use the pettiness. It's pathetic of her, to enhance the glamour of Liu Vai. Don't go if you don't want to. My voice is ringing, and behind her I laughed and shook my head. If I don't go, she'll spread the word about me in the world. The little money left is the West's next semester of tuition. You put the guitar down. Go ahead and sit down in front of her. Sunlight through Lankan balcony. Spread on your face after shaving off red oil. It's a clear angular tunnel. Eyes as deep as the sea. Then go. Not only to go, but to go with dignity. I love you, silly. Let's get out of this, and get out of it. Your voice was depression and prolonged malnutrition. Plus it's been a long time without proper training. Her foundational voice is still there, but the breath and the pitch are not the same. The voice is not broken. It's just sleeping. You reach out, pointing to her throat and then to her left breast. I've heard you humming my hand these days. West sleeping. There's a story in my voice. The music industry is not lacking today. High note phonograph. What's missing are the soulful voices. I said, take a sheet of music out of your pocket. He folded. It's the song you stayed up 2 nights writing. Give me this. I take the paper. It's cheap exercise paper, but the notes on it are incredibly edgy. The name of the song is The Brightest Star in the Night Sky. Compose translation item. I'm suspicious or look at this name. You scratch your head and explain that this is your pen name. I know that Lin Yi. How bad is this name in the world right now? I sing the music he wrote before I can open my mouth. They have been cursed to death, but translation is different. He's a mysterious new producer. He also wrote The Ordinary Way and The Years. In a hurry, I stared in surprise. I haven't been out for 2 days. I've also seen short videos about the mass. The video God singing Ordinary Road on the street. I started to cause a mild fever. After the shock, I started to seriously consider reading. Passed through a few times. Soon enough, she felt the blood boiling inside her. The music cell is asleep. For the past 5 years I've been completely awake. She couldn't help but sing Theo. Take time. How dare you go? I handed her a paper towel and asked, I love you, dry the tears, hold the music tight. His eyes became more and more steady. Even if it's a roast hit, even if it's high-ing, just have this song. If she has this guitar, she's a fan. I stood up and my eyes became serious. There's one more thing about outsiders. Don't tell me this was written by me. Don't tell me that you know photography. Let's just say it's from a random netizen. Give to it. It's good for you and this song to keep the mystery. I'm looking at me. She knew I did it so she could walk. Main rogue re-emerged, so that she doesn't get caught up in my bad name. Him volunteer anonymous. It's a producer in the dark. No one knows, but I can't help but wonder out loud. Why am I laughing? It was the first time since the resurrection. I laughed so relieved. Simply because I'm a debtor. I owe it to my parents. This whole life doesn't pay off. So what's this interest rate? The sun outside the window just skillfully dispelled the series of dreary rainy days. I glanced at the music in my hand. In the heart of the two words translate. This is a secret that only belongs to two people. Is to hear. Hope has just been rekindled in your dark life. If you want to do more on this topic, like and comment below, let me know. Don't forget to register to support me.